Hello viewers, hello viewers. So here we are then on another stream. I've had a week or so off, haven't I? It's been a bit quiet on the channel for a week. I'll just move you along there slightly. Vibration has shifted the camera. And so we just move the old mic kind of shot there a little bit. There we are. So it's a bright sunny day. The clocks have changed. We can see the steering wheel without the need for extra bright lights in my face. Last Stage Gaming, Brett, Clorox and WRC, nice to see you all, sirs, for today's race. So again, it's one of those situations where minimal practice. Today we're on Dragon Trial 2, I think, reverse, and I'm going to be in the Audi R18, I think it is, so one I've picked here, the 16, is it? Oh, I don't know. I get mixed up with whatever I'm in these days. I pickle so many cars. I'm going to be, it's a fast car on a challenging circuit, and strategy is not clear on this particular, actually we're going to stop there for a moment. It's connected now, so we're just going to turn that brightness down a bit so it doesn't blind me, and that's still blindingly bright, so I'm just going to turn that down as well, which means you guys at home probably can't see it now, but trust me, it's brighter than you would ever believe. Okay, so here we are then, driving along, and we're going to try and see if we can improve on a 1:23.642, which is a way off the pace. We're 3 seconds off the pace on this course, and I don't intend to get much closer than that. I know what's going on. Sun shining. Actually, it's been so grey recently. Today's the first day. Now, apparently, you can go flat through here, but we're not going to. We're taking a lift, and we're still falling off. Hang on a minute. That's because we've got a hard front tyre. Let's just get rid of that for a second. I think we need to. Oh, hang on a moment. Exit for a moment, so we can just change that. I thought, hang on, something's wrong there. Yes. Right. So all we really care about here is qualifying. Qualifying on this track is probably the most important qualifying you'll ever do. Not because it's hard to overtake people, but because of the chicane of death. Let's just tighten the wheel. Chicane of death, which is going to catch someone out, and if you're behind that person, well, you're going to get a penalty, or you're going to get taken out of the race. So let's just see if we can line ourselves up now. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, August. And let's see. Okay, so better that time. With a grippier front tyre, it makes a huge difference. So today's race, I really don't really, sometimes with racetracks that are a bit more open, you can kind of gauge how well you're going to do. Okay, that's easy to do, isn't it? So we're going to have to monitor our speed. Slow in, fast out. I think it's going to be the... easy to spin out on that corner as well. So we'll have to get our... a nice track. It is a pretty track. I much prefer driving it in the correct direction. I don't like doing backward circuits because my brain gets confused. I can't look at it like a new track. I see it constantly in both directions. So didn't go deep enough into the corner then, but it's really hard. I mean, without doing tons of laps, it's hard to find. Goodness me. Look how easy it is to mess that up. Wow, I don't even have a consistent line through there, so It'd probably take me another 20 laps just trying to figure that out. Honestly, it's that hard. It is challenging, there's no doubt about it. Let's get rid of the ghost for a second. No! Oh, we don't want to do that, do we? Didn't spin. Now that shows you how tricky this chicane is. It felt comfortable on entry, and then it can just bite you if you come off the curb badly. And let's retry. Get rid of all that damage as well. My goodness, viewers, this is going to be a tricky race. So the chances of someone crashing in that chicane are very high. Okay, there's no doubt about it. Very high chance of people crashing. The chances of getting through that chicane unscathed, unless you're in first place and you don't make a mistake, it's just going to be, there's nothing you can do. Basically, you're going on top of each other there. You're just going to be driving in on, piling on top of each other. So we've got a 122 in this, that's for sure, judging by our previous laps. Okay, that's not the way to do it. Got to get that line right. Got to get it right. It's tough. Let's restart. Let's restart. No point going all the way around just for that when we can get to the end of the lap. That's why we've got 7 minutes to practice, viewers. 7 minutes to get ourselves ready for an FIA race. We can do this. We can do this. We can practice. Who needs hours of practice when you've got 7 minutes? All right. Oh, okay. Man, that corner is a problem. I've got to find the braking point. Top 10 are doing 120s, so we're nowhere near that, and we're not even trying for all that now. Unless you're doing sort of, you know, unbelievable laps now, there's no point aiming for that. We're aiming for a 122. If we can do 2 seconds off, I'll be happy with that. But what you're seeing here is when you're trying to push hard to this chicane, I'll just turn off the ghost for a second, is we can get through it without crashing for sure. You know, you just got to lift a bit. And then that's it in the race. That's how you do it in the race. But in qualifying, you've got to... So you've got to go deeper into that corner and cut back on yourself. That's a tricky corner. I don't have the line for it, and I don't have the time to figure it out. So we're just going to have to make the best of it on the rest of the lap. Maybe compromise the entry a bit more. Thinking that maybe we should do a Ah, look at that. Hit that curb wrong. And again, that's a very difficult corner to see the curb. So the people who drive from the roof cam actually have an advantage there. But unfortunately, I need my rear view mirror for the race, and because that's how I drive, and I lose that advantage on cars and tracks like this, because they can see the apex better. Yeah, I mean, if you make a mistake at the chicane, wow, it's the end of your race really. You're going to mess it up for half the field. I'm personally going to lift on that in the race. There's no point in going in there flat. Still don't know how to do that corner. It's difficult. Thanks, Jeff. Thank you. This track is very tricky. That chicane is going to be it's going to be horrible in the race. Absolutely horrible. Oh, that grass. So close. I've got to say, what's really hard on this track right now is consistency. I'm struggling with this corner because I can't see it very well on entry. And it's just so difficult to be consistent with these braking points. I've not got a solid brake marker where I say that's where I'm going to brake, is that board. It's kind of a speed judgment. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's do this now, like a bullet. We're not gonna we're gonna lift. Obviously, we're not gonna go flat because that'd be silly. Bit tentative on that section, I know. I just haven't got a line for it yet. It's not quick enough though. We've got to get into the 122s if we're going to have any chance of qualifying decently. We've got more speed in this though. I was very tentative in that final chicane because I just wanted to get through it. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, well. This is going to be tricky. So I think what we need to do in qualifying is a banker lap and a cleaner lap. Oh, this chicane is horrible, especially in first person view. It's sort of the wall sort of in your face, isn't it? Right, let's retry. Actually, how long have we got? We're going to stop just for a second because we haven't got enough time really. We're going to stop for a second. We're going to have just have a cup of tea for a moment now. This is just the most important part of any race, is a quick cup of tea. Okay, it's real, guys. This is real, isn't it? Wonder what's that's like with Slipstream Phoenix. Thanks, Paul, earlier. Thanks to everybody. If I haven't said hello, by the way, hello. With a slipstream, you just need to slow down. I mean, honestly, it's a lot easier when you lift, believe it or not. It becomes like 100 times easier. When you're trying to almost go through flat, then obviously the room for error reduces and you end up with looking at the wall like that. In the race, I won't be going nearly as quick as that through the chicane. I'll be giving that chicane a nice, slow, wide berth every time, because it's not like anyone can easily overtake you through there. They're just going to go up to the back of you. You just got to be ready for that as well. People are going to slow for that chicane. No braking lights means we're just going to go into the back of each other. The question is, what tyres are we going to use? What strategy? It's going to be high rob. It's going to be tough, isn't it? So 123.6. We did a few 123s there. Simon doesn't like track in reverse, and neither do I. I much prefer it the right way round. Interesting, the old energy gauge, isn't it? I mean, I saw the discussion on Jev's channel earlier about where to have your brake bias. I did see Jev James earlier, and King Jev, of course. I said good luck to him as well. Hope he goes well in his race. And here we go then. I'm in my race. So we've got different lobbies. He's an A+ now, you see. I'm still a lowly A. Absolutely, absolutely. Cup of tea and... Alright then, viewers. So the idea here is we want to put in a banker lap first, see where we end up, and then see if we can put in a fast lap. If we put in a decent banker lap, then I think we can go for a much faster lap afterwards. I'm going for the 919 hybrid. So I've got a slightly different car to everybody else. Don't know if I've even got the right car, honestly, but we'll see. Let's just check everything. And I've got the Porsche. I've got the Porsche. I thought I had the Audi. Damn. Okay, that's fine. I've actually jumped into the wrong car, but that's all right. That's all right. It's amazing how different the car feels when you actually enter the... oh, that's okay, GT. I've sorted all that out. I know I'm happy with my brake bias now. Oh, the car feels very different for some reason than it did from the qualifying. It feels than it did from the practice lobby. Way less grip. Oh goodness. No stop. I think it will have to be. I think there might be a stop, but it depends on what tyre strategy you go with, where you end up on the grid. Because there's 13 times tyre wear, that means you're absolutely going to need to stop. It's very easy to spin these cars out as well. Do not underestimate the difficulty in just keeping them in the right direction. Okay, tighten the steering wheel and away we go. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. I'm the only person in the lobby with this car, so let's hope I haven't made a bad decision and jumped into the wrong one. Let that guy go. This is not what we want. Okay, that's fine, let them go. Okay. Wow. Wow, thank you for damaging my car. That's really pointless, isn't it? What is the point in that? I just don't understand, people. Chill out. We're going to do a lap, aren't we? What's he doing? Oh, damn. Now we just hope nobody crashes in the chicane. I would have liked a bigger gap than this, but it's we'll see. Shit. That's not what I needed. It's ruined my qualifying lap. I could have overtaken him, but I thought I made the mistake, so it's just one of those things, really. We'll just get a lap on the board anyway. Somebody's bound to hit something, so we won't be last at least, and then we'll pit in, get a new set of tyres, and see where we end up. Oh. Okay, that wasn't expected. Didn't know someone was going to go for an overtake then. Oh, that's a shame. Can never understand why people go for an overtake on qualifying. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what's the point in that? Now, if I'd done that on my quali lap, I'd have been 2 seconds faster. But typical. Oh, my tyres have held on really well. But I better pit. I better pit. Get a new set. And then just go from there. So 9th place, and we know we've got a much better lap in us if we can put it together. Just avoiding that guy then, I don't want to hit people. The car is really behaving very differently for me compared to what it was in the practice lobby. It doesn't feel the same. It feels like it's wallowing around a lot more. It's understeering more. Yeah, starting from 11th and finishing 4th, I mean, if you no stop, you can do alright, but it depends on what tyres you're on. If you're on mediums, your tyres are really going to fall apart. I mean, it's going to be a long and challenging race. I say that as somebody who does a lot of alternate strategies, but it depends on where I qualify. If I qualify in the top 10, I'll start on mediums. If I don't, I'll do something else. If we can put together another lap straight onto this. Not quick enough. Not quick enough. Second off of where we were. Damn it, that corner. So weird. Just don't have a speed there. No. Too much speed. Trying to make up for my mistake earlier. It's challenging, guys. It's not easy. Not easy. It's really knife edge stuff. Okay, let's try again. Do we have enough time, or will it just end it now? Tyres are a bit warm, but we'll have a go. We've got one more lap. Just hit that curb badly and that's it, ruined. Broke earlier for that corner then, as you could tell, but too early. Tyres are going. Oh. Tyres wore a bit, but 5th place, guys, 5th place. Not the end of the world. So, what are we going to go with? I guess we'll go with a faster strategy. Or do we not pit? What do we do, guys? What do we do? Shall we try not pitting? I think there's a big difference between mediums and hards. That's the problem. So we're going to go mediums because we just need a drivable car. Right, hang on then. So set up. Right, guys, I'll be straight back. Ah, you know this mic, I keep unmuting it, talking to you guys, and then not. Right. So what was I talking about? Right. I'm going to have to talk about it later now. I was talking about strategies then. Right. Okay. I'm on medium. Can't quite see it. Oh well. Oh, this is going to be hell. Let's just get through this first lap, please. he's going for the overtake. It's my SR down there, my fault obviously. I went really tight on entry there, compromised myself a bit. Oh, I've gone off. It's that corner again, guys. It's my bogey corner. See, that was a bit unsighted of the curb then. Just couldn't quite see it and steered in too early. This guy's going to take me in a moment, he's quick. Look how quick he is. Load of wheel spin there though, didn't help him. But he's got more speed. He's hit me. Bloody hell, he bumps into me and knocked me there, and I get the sportsmanship down. What the hell? Okay, whatever. It's crazy. That is crazy. Well, not much you can do when they allow that. Oh, well, that's what you get, mate. How about that? Everyone's pushing so hard. So difficult to make any ground. Tyres are going, by the way. They might not look like it, but they are. Concentration here, guys. Unsighted into the corner there a bit. That messed me up. Couldn't see my angle of entry too well. It's really difficult in a way. You kind of want to get some idea when you're in there as to where the corner is. He's struggling on his tyres badly now. Braking a bit earlier than usual there as well. So I had to avoid him. Tyres are wearing heavily. If we can, we're going to go further back on brake bias now. We are quicker than this guy, but we can't find a way past him at present. We're getting mass understeer on the way into that chicane now. Damn it, and this guy's going to take us now because... oh. Didn't realise I was that close to him there. Thought he was behind me. Okay, so front tyres have really worn badly. I gave him lots of space there, but his tyres had really worn out. And he had more speed on the corner than me. Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is not what I want at all, guys. Alright, you know what? I played it safe there. I realised he wasn't going to yield. This guy's flashing behind me. I don't know why you're flashing. We're racing. Bloody typical. Ah. Just about to get some free air. And then I missed my braking as well. Oh, my tyres have gone. Ah, he's done me again. There's no point again. He's willing to crash, so I'll just drop him behind. It's just not worth it with these guys at this stage in the race to risk a big crash at a chicane like that, because I can tell that if it was up to him, we'd have been in the wall by now, you see, so I'd rather come in 6th than last at this stage. Okay, so at this stage of the race, my tyres are heavily worn. Concentrate. Slam me right up. I just can't get past him, can I? He's been my nemesis. There's just no point going through there, is there? Hang in there. Oh well, started 5th, finished 5th. Given all the drama, can't be too disappointed with that. So, there was a lot we could have done there. We were a bit held up by those two guys all the way through the race. I never really had a clear chance to get anywhere, but I'm not disappointed with that, viewers. I think, you know what, it's not easy, is it, in these lobbies, unless you want to take a big risk. And I thought, let's bank it. Let's bank a 5th place. Oh, it's always so demanding, isn't it, in terms of your concentration. Literally, that chicane and that whole section was just have a bit of cold tea just to. I tell you, 5th place though, not the end of the world. We're quite happy. Team boss is happy. Well done, chap. It's all right. My points aren't that high, are they, really, given the lobby? But I think what it is, it's because my sportsmanship rating was really low after a bad race the other day. It wasn't my fault again, but you know, these things happen. That was all right, guys. That was all right. That was all right, wasn't it? That was a good race. You know, I'm going to save the replay to that. I think there was some replay-worthy moments in there. But yeah, all the way through it I was thinking, let's not, that Rico guy I know was very much like ready to just take the chicane. He was like, you know, it's like win or die. And I thought, well, let's not do that, because otherwise we'll both end up last. And I think if I could have got away from those two, we'd probably have battled for the lead. But as it happens, you know, we did okay. We did okay. So that was a good result. Good result, David. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thanks, Dave, as well. Dave Holt there. Thank you. Carlson. So Ted Striker was saying medium and no stop. That's right, medium and no stop. Though it's not worth stopping. The stop just takes so long that you'll end up miles back in the field. And it's not worth using hard tyres, because you're 2 to 3 seconds a lap slower on hard tyres. So there really is no option other than using, you know, yeah, you might come back on hard tyres in the last 2 laps, but even when you've got a bit more grip than the guy in front, it's so hard to overtake that it's really difficult to know. You'd need to do proper testing, and you can't test 13 times tyre wear in that way. So that'll be good. Like you say, another solid race. Let's look at the stats just for a second. We'll look at the stats just to see where that takes us. Because last week, of course, they were badly damaged by the incident on the first race of. Hold on, let's just find it here. A bit of positivity as well, a bit of positivity in an upward direction, and we're back to 99. So that means that in the next race I'll match a much better lobby of good drivers if I do it again. I have to admit though, I do find it all quite tiring actually. I think these races now are really, really draining, because everybody's so good at the race that you've just got to drive your best And the thing is, when you say, oh, could you be much quicker, you could with a bit of space. I think if I just had a lap to really relax and just have nobody attacking me, I think we'd have got away from them. But because you'll notice when people get in front of you, they can't pull away. It's just the fact that they have more speed down the back straight. Okay, let's take a look at cars for a second then. I was using a car that other people weren't using. I'm just going to have a look at what car people are using. So let's see. They're using the Audi R1816. So let's take a look at that in terms of, just do some laps and try it out. Here we go. It gives me my lovely gift car, which costs all of nothing. And it's actually going to give me a nice expensive car maybe. No, they won't. Okay, I mean I've already got like 3 of these, but that's alright, give me another one. Why not? Why not? It's funny how it gives you the cars you've already bought most of the time, you know? That was a good race actually, it's a good race. Cool, I tell you. We got cooled down after that. That was hot work. Hot work. Let's take a look in the have I got one? I don't think I have. Let's take a look at Audi and see which car's which in here. So obviously I have the music turned off because we had so many problems with it. So that's the one people are using. So if we just buy one of those, we've got money, haven't we? We've got money, so we'll just buy one of these. And yep, okay, that's fine. Just spend my credits. And there we have it. So let's try this car out for a moment just to see how it performs differently. I think the tyre wear may be worse on this car than the one I was driving even. I damaged my tyres a lot, I think, early in the race by having battles and my brake bias forward instead of backward. Let's just take a look. Let's just do some time trials. Warm my feet up as well. My feet are freezing. Why doesn't it appear here though? Oh, it does. There it is. Let's try that then. Let's try that car out. Yep, let's give me this. Let's see how we get on with this car in comparison to see what the lap times are like. I mean, that car I was driving felt okay. It's just I wanted to see if this was any different in terms, because I seem to be quite vulnerable on the straights. That's really where that car is weak. It's good in the corners, not great on the straights. Just need to get your exit speed just right, but even so, it's just not quick enough. It's feet are freezing, right? Medium. There's absolutely no point to running anything but a medium tyre. The hard tyre is just so much slower. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So that was a good race. Let's just try some laps in the Audi. So see how we get on with this. And also, if anyone, I'm just to market some stuff on Team BVV. Don't forget to check out the website, guys. Like and subscribe and all that jazz. Really appreciate that. And yeah, check out all of our WRC8 content as well. If you haven't already, do check it out. Got some good WRC8 content, which is looking really good at the moment. I hope to get another preview on that soon. Let's see how we get on now with this car. I just want to see what the braking points are like. It's a very different engine note, isn't it? Oh, it's much more comfortable through that chicane. Oh, no wonder. I was thinking, hold on, that's quite comfortable. Traction control's turned on. Oh, it's much quicker down the straight. gear to go in that corner in. Ah! Don't know what gear to do it in yet. So, I have to brake earlier. Oh, it's close. I was looking at the wrong screen there. Oh. Wow, I did something wrong there, didn't I? It's going to take time, isn't it? It's going to take time to learn how to drive. All these cars, you know, you jump out of one car into another car, it's different gears, it's different styles. It's new subscriber as well, Gareth Jones. Thank you, Gareth. Hi Gareth. Okay, the room, so just trying to learn just gearing and the corners for this car. Oh, wide turning circle there. It's a third or second there. Could be third. We'll try third next time. Speed down the straight is another level though. Oh, wow. Oh, this is a much quicker car. Much quicker car. Wow. Even with a mistake, we were quicker then. Quick then. Ghost is right in my way then. Should turn it off. Am I excited, Nick, for the China Grand Prix? I am excited actually. I think it's been a really interesting Formula 1 season so far. We've not really seen the pace of everybody yet. It's been a kind of a confusing couple of races. I'd like to see, you know, McLaren have a proper race this time because of course they've had, you know, Carlos has had technical issues in the past two races. I'd like to see where Renault end up without technical issues and with good qualifying. They've had bad qualifying. I think Red Bull have been kind of flattered a bit in a way because the other teams haven't necessarily brought it to them quite the way they will do. I think the real issue, the front of the pack, it's going to be really interesting to see how Ferrari and Mercedes stack up. Not just in terms of speed, but tyre wear and all that. We're still learning at the moment. Oh, let's turn that ghost off. damn. Got to hold in that gear longer. I lost half a second there through changing gear too early. It was odd that both Renaults stopped at the same time. Like you say, hopefully Charles can get his first win. It was a shame he didn't. Obviously he would have won that convincingly. No one would have touched him. So it was a gifted win for Mercedes. But, you're not going to say no to that. But we don't know how hard Ferrari were pushing their engine. Were they pushing it too hard? That's the thing. Okay, so you've got to hang a bit longer in third, but I don't know what I did that lap, but I got an amazing boost out of that corner. I'd love to know what I did. I don't know what I did. I think to be competitive, I need to drive this car. I do believe that this is a faster car. You've got to tame it, haven't you? Yeah, Vettel looked very down, didn't he? I mean, I noticed after the race, I'm talking to the Sky guys, just how down he was. Very down. And maybe it's because he feels that he's at an end of an era. You know that you know, he knew he couldn't have beaten Charles the other day, and he's thinking, damn, you know, this is the end of me at Ferrari. You know. Don't forget Mick Schumacher's coming. He's going to have the other seat. He's going to have Vettel's seat when the time comes. And you'll notice in the race, you know, I was doing 126s. And it's amazing, the car just feels completely different in this mode. But having said that, I did have people in my way a lot, so it does make a difference. We'll wait and see what happens with Sebastian. I mean, whether he leaves next year or the year after, he's had his time there. He's had his opportunities. I don't know what he'll do. He'll probably retire after that. Where else would he go? Oh, I got that wrong. It's so easy to make a mistake on that corner. Alas, these LEDs only work on the PlayStation, which is really disappointing and frustrating. I just don't know why they can't add some software to have them work on the PC. It is what it is, only working on the PlayStation. It's licensing, and that'll be Sony's control. I have a bit of grease-proof paper over them because they're actually too bright for my eyes. They blind me when I'm driving, so I have to darken them down. And they do have a brightness setting, but even at minimum brightness, they're too bright for me. They're completely dazzling. I mean, if I was to just increase the brightness of the display, look at that. I mean, I can't even see really now. That's like so much brightness there, it's blinding me. I've got to turn that off. It's just, it's no good. I can't even drive with that. It's just ridiculous brightness. So yeah, it can just blind you basically. That's why I've got paper on there, because if I didn't have the paper on there, it would be twice as bright. So whoever designed it didn't actually bolt it to this wheel and drive with it to test it, because they would have realised that they get blinded by it basically. Race is at 8 o'clock. I'm not doing any daily races this week. I don't like them. 6 daily races, I'm not keen on them. So it's a 4th gear. Yes, there are other add-ons. This one is just the official Thrustmaster one. I did that corner really quickly on my first go. I don't know what I did. Got that all wrong then, didn't I? So hard to adapt to another car like this when you found a car that suits you. I'll probably just go back to my... Yeah, I just can't tell you how bright the light is. Just imagine it without this greaseproof paper on it. It was so bright I couldn't drive with it. I was going to take it off or just put cardboard over it or something just to block it, because it was just... Yeah, there are some good brands out there. I might just go back to my other car actually, because even though this car is faster, I had a nice rhythm with the other car, didn't I? Just feel like I need so much practice to try and... This car rides the curbs way better, I will add, than the other one. This is an add-on. It can be added to any Thrustmaster wheel. Works with the PlayStation. They just released a holder for it, so that if you don't have this particular rim, you can bolt it to your wheel, basically, which is so we're not finding the pace in this car, are we? We're not finding the pace. There's lots of little things that you need to do differently. find the speed. Look at that, half a second lost in that one corner. Amazing. Whatever I did, it launched the car like a rocket. This car is definitely quicker, but trying to get on the power. Have a little break for a minute. So let's just back out. That's enough now for a moment. I'm not quick enough in this car, consistent enough. I think I'll go back to the other car. The other car is slower and it's harder to drive over the curbs, but I've got a real feeling of where it is under me, and gear changes I've got down, so I know my gears are. This car is quite interesting because there's some areas where you do change, some areas where you don't, so it can ride the curves really easily though. Did I go to EGX last week? I did. I went to EGX last week and I did some filming, and that's going to be on the channel in the next couple of days, so we might have a team chat, we might not, just depends if the guys are around. There's lots of sim racing products out there, Nick. There are, exactly. But it's all expensive stuff. I mean, Thrustmaster, to be fair on them, you know, it's a lot cheaper from Thrustmaster than it is from a lot of these independent sellers. So, you know, it's just a shame that this doesn't work on the PC as well. Like the wheel works on the PlayStation or PC, and it's an official PlayStation wheel. It just seems strange that an official PlayStation LED display only works on PlayStation. Rehydrate, warm the feet up now. The feet just get so cold. It's because I've got a metal plate on the pedals there, and the metal's really cold. So when you let's just turn the game down a little bit. So let's go through some of your Woody, notice my face lit up. It did. As soon as you turn the brightness up, the LEDs are blinding. I mean, literally blinding. And if you don't have this piece of paper on here, it will hurt your eyes. I mean, I don't really understand why it would even go that bright, honestly. It seems quite strange. But the fact they don't have an option to dull it right down seems quite strange to me. As it is, it's still marginal, but the paper takes the glare off it, basically. So that's really SU saying, if PlayStation is licensing a date, they'll ever get the PC. Well, absolutely, they'll have to make a separate one for the PC. I don't know if there is one, but it's like with the gear stick. I think it's the same, isn't it? There's two different gear sticks, which is a shame because the gear sticks are very expensive, you know. So it just seems crazy to me that everything doesn't have at least PC compatibility. In fact, I really just don't see the point in releasing something unless it's compatible for two markets. The foot's not feeling great. Is EGX like a real game fair or more like a meetup? It's a proper games event. It's just that it's indie games, loads and loads of indie games basically. So it's a proper gaming event. It just doesn't have the big publishers there basically, but they have lots of interesting sort of conferences and stuff like that about careers, getting the game industry, different subjects broached. Warm up my feet are freezing. And we've got Kai here as well. Hi Kai. Welcome to the room. So yeah, I'm quite happy that we've got the 5th place. I mean, I'm not too bothered now in the next race. I think next race now I just want to I can at least say, well, I've got a 5th place and 1100 points. That's not the end of the world. I could do with a really good win somewhere to get sort of a 1700 point finish, and then that would really make the difference. ID Das Racer. So yeah, EGX is good fun. Good fun. There were racing games. I'm going to talk a bit about them on the video, so I won't spoil it all now. But yeah, Pacer was there, and Bus Driver Simulator and stuff like that. It's worth popping down, you know. It's worth popping down, Nick. You know, like you say, you know, it's yeah. I mean, sure, there's a lot of YouTubers there, a lot of streamers and YouTubers there. You know, it's obviously there's a lot of meetups, meet and greets, obviously from the big YouTubers, or you know, their outside Xbox crew and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just a little catch up, really. Project Cars Pro was on show there, Nick. I did film some of it. To be quite frank with you, I couldn't. You know, just in a few minutes I was there, I couldn't see the difference between Project Cars Pro and any other version of Project Cars to me. It's just Project Cars, isn't it? But I can't remember all the differences. There's a physics difference with the Porsche version, but they had it all there anyway. So I've got some footage of that. They had a whole Porsche room. Sim Racing Fair in Germany. Leo Bodner. What was I going to say now? Firstly, the Sim Racing Fair. I've not been to the Sim Racing Fair. It would be nice to go one day, isn't it? You know, I've been doing this for a long time. You know, I probably should have gone a few years ago. I could have been a little celebrity there. These days, though, I'm not now. I'm pretty small fry in the scheme of YouTube streamers these days. So I guess it'll be all the realms of, you know, Jimmy Broadbent and Super GT now, you know, sort of taking up the mantle of all that stuff. Would love to cover it though, but I you know, like I say, getting to these events, I don't have the money to get to these events, frankly, the sponsorship. You know, we are going to relaunch our Patreon at some point, and if we can get the Patreon going, we can do more of it, but it's just so difficult these days. I mean, YouTube just doesn't make enough on its own. I know people think it doesn't. YouTube doesn't make enough. That's why we have Patreon. Right now, we've only got one Patreon supporter, so we really want to grow that, and no members. So it's difficult for us right now when we haven't got that kind of support, and that's really what we want to package. So hopefully we'll relaunch the Patreon soon. We've got to relaunch it in a way that doesn't, you know, like when people say they're going to do like a load of free stuff for all the members, it's difficult because there is just me and Kevin, and we're overworked badly as it is. So it's almost like just support us to do what we do in a way, and then doing sort of the odd competition and podcast and stuff like that, and sort of race lobbies, so that our race lobbies are Patreon race lobbies and stuff like that, and then we can turn those into videos or streams, you know, with the Patreon and YouTube members, stuff like that. So we'll wait and see, but it's all an idea at the moment, just to help us keep going. Everybody still knows me. Oh, I don't know. The whole world of racing has changed a lot. I mean, it's nice for me to do the streams now, because obviously I never did all the streaming lark. I just did the videos, but it's nice to do the streams because people actually see you racing. Do you know what I mean? It's not, they actually see you racing live rather than, you know, pre-recorded all the time. So I think pre-recorded, people have a certain impression of, well, you can't really do that. You don't really pick up those games, but at least here you can see people racing, you know, racing all these other guys. You know, it's great. You know, we will do more online racing at some point. That chicane is so tricky there. I got messed it up on the way in there on that one, didn't I? Went in too tight on the entry. It's a very tricky chicane, what can I say? It is tricky. You'll notice in the race I was lifting a lot more, especially when the tyres were going, because the understeer on the way in was quite significant. So you're kind of countering for that. And it's very hard for anyone behind you to overtake you anyway through that chicane. So as long as you keep some speed. I mean, this car is so quick, isn't it? So, I mean, it's a quicker car by far. I mean, if we run this race again, you will see that the whole field is probably going to use this car, and they will be a lot quicker. But I did notice in that race that their tyres went much quicker, so it's something to consider. it's just not worth using the hard tyres because they are so much slower. And the mediums did just about hold on to the end, just about. So I'm just trying to warm my feet up. Feet are freezing. So yeah, I don't know if I'll do a sim racing expo one day. We'll see. It would be nice. It'd be nice to pop over and do some racing. That was me showing off the LED display and realising I was blinding myself for a second. Not good. Well, it's very difficult, Nick, these days, you know, because it's when you're a bit younger, you've got the energy and the drive to start from the ground up. But I've done all that stuff, you know, and you know, I can't. If I do more streaming, I can't do all the other stuff I do, all the videos and interviews and stuff like that. So really what we need is Team VVV to grow, you know, to find more people who want to be a part of it and cover different games and stuff like that, so it's not relying on me all the time. Whereas at the moment it's very difficult, you know, I'm exhausted half the time because I'm doing so much video editing. Even now I'm really tired, really. I mean, you know, was at the dentist earlier, I had 3 injections in my mouth and top and bottom jaws. It felt terrible about 2 hours ago. Yeah. Well, that's right, Mad Hatter. I mean, we for example, I had a similar thing. What people didn't see was sometimes the amount of practice that went into doing some of the more perfect race runs I used to do. But if I didn't upload a perfect race run, people would complain constantly, dude can't drive. I literally had dude can't drive probably in every video for my first 4 years of doing videos. It was crazy. And if you made one little error in a 20-minute video, people would jump on it. So, you know, give you an idea, I was running a full race distance or something on Abu Dhabi back in 2011, and I made a mistake on like lap 46 or something. I had to restart the race. Anyway, by the end of the day, I had to do 186 laps on Abu Dhabi just to record one video, and then I had to watch the race again via replay. To record all those laps. The replay didn't work. I then had to do it again. 12 hours later I was still there recording, and then I had to edit that. Then it took another 2 hours to commentate, another 2 hours to put all the edits together and line up all the cameras and the multicam, and then another 4.5 hours to process. You know, one video, iRacing Part 1, took 45 hours to make, on top of going to work. You know, it was very difficult basically, and I couldn't go through that again. No way. I mean, I can't keep up with other YouTubers now because you just burn out. Carry on like that. You just can't keep it going. Yeah, I think so, Nick. I think just the problem is that I'm just not in the same place as other people. I don't have the time to schedule these things. You know, if we can get someone else on the team who can handle that regularly, then that would be great, because then I could jump into those lobbies when I'm available. But when it's just me and my own, it's not possible. I can't even schedule regular streams. So it's rewind. I don't use rewind functions in any racing game ever, so I have no idea. Just warming the feet up gradually. It might be time to get another cup of tea in the moment, viewers. So have a little break and get a cup of tea. It's good to see these laps, though, isn't it? I mean, you're seeing the practicing every lap, how long it takes, you know. I mean, you've got to remember, a lot of these top players, they're on it for hours and hours and hours every day, you know, whereas I jump on now for the day every week that I'm going to race, and then that's it. It's over until next week, and then you're learning a new track, new car. You know, very rare is it that we have a track I know or cars I know in that sense. And like you say, everybody's so good. You know, once you get to A and A plus, S ranks, you know, they're all really good drivers. You know, there's not much in it. This track is all about good qualifying and getting through turn 1. That's the big challenge, basically. Good qualifying, getting through turn 1. So yeah, I enjoyed that bit of practice there. So let's see now. Also, I think when you're doing these streams now, we've got Greg's VR here as well. Hello, Greg's. Videos are indeed hard work. They are. I mean, the hours I put into doing videos. I didn't realise I'm quite dark here, aren't I, today? I should put on my light. There we are, brighten me up now as the sun's setting. They are hard work, and people don't realise how many hours I put into editing videos, how many hours I work. It's just impossible. Especially, like, you know, if you take a look at the last week, you know, we've got WRC content that takes hours to edit. We've got flight to France, do everything there, fly back. We've got Res, you've got events around it, and the business of games, of getting access to games you guys haven't heard of. So it's like 100 emails to every company to get access to all these new games. Stuff to do with a website, bills to pay. It's the whole machine around just. And then by the time I get to gaming at the end of the day, the last thing I want to do is perfect laps and racing a load of esport guys. Do you know what I mean? I'm just not up for it. When I was 22 or something, I'd have been here doing 2,000 laps, and you guys would have been watching streaming 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it would have been no problem for me. But these days, I just, you know, I am exhausted with it these days. It's tough running everything else. I mean, what have we got coming? So yeah, we've got some WRC8, that's all going to come. We've got other games you guys haven't heard of. There's all kinds of stuff going on behind the scenes, testing new games, trying to find people to cover different games. So we've got, obviously, Xenon Racer review, that's got to be done. EGX Rest content, various written content. And then you've got other games trying to get hold of if you can. Look at the release schedule and you'll see all the different racing games, and just all of those we try getting hold of, basically. So quick through that chicane, isn't it? So quick, unbelievable. So this is a quicker car, no doubt about it. I think it's quick in the opening laps, but then it seems to really struggle in the later laps, basically. So no doubt about it. It is a quick car to drive. And Nick, it is hard to keep up if you have a life. Yeah, absolutely. It just to have a life. I mean, you need a break from it. You know, when you're doing it all day long, 12 hours a day. You know, whatever, you need a break from it now and again. And don't forget, I've been doing this for 10 years. You know, it's not like I've just started. I've been doing this for 10 years, and to say to me now, right, you've got to build up an audience, start as if it was from day one, and compete with YouTubers who are 22, funded by their parents, and have nothing else to think about. No, not possible. Can't do that. And that's why everybody sees everybody the same way. It's just not possible in that way. Yeah, that's right, Gregs. You know, it just can't be done in that way. So it depends. If we can find a proper team at some point, if we can find other people who share the passion for covering all the gaming news and showing off the games and doing it with their passion, then that's it. That's what we do. But it's so hard, you know, when people see how much work is involved behind the scenes, unpaid work for the most part as well. You realise just how difficult it is to keep it going, and what an amazing job in particular Kevin does on the website. I mean, Kevin does an incredible job on that website. What a guy, you know, constantly doing an amazing job. You know, I'm always impressed with his work. Amazing, you know, and it's not easy covering these games day in, day out, covering racing games that you care about or don't care about, and especially when, like I was saying about publishers, you know, everyone's got their favourites now. It's not like you just cover a game now. They've got their favourite guys they want to work with, and you know, you're trying to battle against that basically and get the content, even though you're going to be critical when someone else isn't. You know, it's challenging stuff, guys. Challenging stuff. Feet are a little bit warmer, marginally warmer. Should have just put the trainers back on. I need a hot water bottle, I think, when I'm filming now, just to keep the feet warm, I think. So yeah, it's a different world, isn't it now? But no, I still watch my Formula One every week. I watched the IndyCar the other day. I didn't watch the second race. The first race was a bit boring, but last week's the Barber track, it was a really good race. Really enjoyed it. I was glad for Takuma Sato. He almost binned it on the final last sort of 3 laps, but I really enjoyed that. I mean, it shows you how great it would be if there was a proper IndyCar championship. Obviously, Project Cars 2 is the official game of IndyCar. It doesn't have all the tracks, yeah, I follow the IndyCar now. Obviously Formula One all the time. I'd love to do more on Formula One because Formula One is my ultimate passion. But it's like when I jumped on it, I do mean to go on it, and I've been saying that for months. But it's so hard, you know. You've got to put in so many laps just to learn the gears, guys. I mean, it's just so difficult with 8 gears, trying to figure out, you know, what gears for what corners and stuff like that. You know, it's it is a nightmare. It is a nightmare trying to keep up with it. You've got to keep going, Nick, because life is about keeping going, isn't it? I mean, you know, it's you've got to do what life presents you with. You know, last week I was on Channel 5 News. I mean, who would have thought that? You know, suddenly I'm on Channel 5 News talking about Prince Harry's comments. Has anyone seen that? Did you see it? It's on YouTube. It's on Twitter. So check it out. Channel 5 News. Me talking about Prince Harry's comments on Fortnite and gaming addiction. Goodness. Which was quite interesting. Discussing it with a professor from Oxford University. And quite scary at the same time when you turn up and you have no idea what you're going to be talking about, to an extent, especially when you're in a debate with people, because it throws spokes in the wheel, and they might fire a question at you that you can't answer. And not being a politician, I always like to give people honest responses on everything, because that's all I know, basically. So it was quite an experience, actually, being on the news. Yeah, good fun, something random, but this is how life works. It's very random, you know. You never know what's around the corner. And hey, you know, like I always say, it's you just got to keep going, because, like you say, listen, I had people in 2012 saying to me that my channel was finished, you know, that other YouTubers had taken over, and I said, yeah, you know, it's ups and downs, you know. You have a period where you have a lull and games companies don't talk to you, and then you get some exclusive content, everyone's talking to you, and your views are back and all that sort of stuff. But it's definitely more challenging now than it was, there's no doubt about it. A lot of people doing YouTube. It's just very challenging to keep it all going, essentially. But no, Formula One I'm looking forward to this weekend. You know, where are we talking about? China. You've got to say it, Ferrari looks strong, no doubt about it, down that back straight, but we'll have to wait and see. Going to be interested to see where Red Bull end up, actually, in this race. You know, where is the Renault next to the Red Bull? You know, it might not be Renault, it might be McLaren in that position. Quite interesting to see where those guys stack up. Poor old Williams at the back there. George Russell's been doing an incredible job. You know, Kubica's been a bit underwhelming. Constantly underwhelming, actually. I mean, constantly underwhelming in testing. Yeah, thanks, Mad Hatter. Yeah, it was a very interesting experience to be on TV and to see what it's like when they do these news shows. But it's very, very quick. You know, they get you in, they mic you up, they say, right, we're going to be live in 30 seconds. And that's it, camera on. You do your bit, and you try not to show that you're terrified, and then you get out of the studio and then go back home again. It's all done in 10 minutes, but it's also a bit scary now, because when you say something on the news, you know that there's going to be like 1 million people on Twitter who disagree with you. Whatever you say, there's going to be people disagreeing with you. Some of them are going to be reasonable, some of them are going to be horrible. And I think that's the thing, that whenever you do anything like that, you're always, you know, I know that everyone says that you're like YouTubers, oh, you know, you've got to take it, but sometimes, you know, it's not nice. Sometimes I do get, you know, I've had horrid abuse on here in the past. You know, it's been awful at times, and then you wonder to yourself, why do I do this? Why do I put myself through it? And then you need a bit of a reset sometimes, because it really gets to you. It's not the people saying horrible words, it's the people who try and carefully manipulate what you said and twist it into something else. And that's happened a few times, and it's never nice, and it makes you question why you do what you do, and then you have to re-identify why you do what you do, basically. No, I didn't, because where Prince Harry was concerned, I recognised his angle that he was getting at. I recognised that, you know, the microtransaction. I don't like microtransactions. I don't like them. I don't like it when a game can literally have thousands and thousands of pounds of microtransactions aimed at young children. No, there's no regulation behind it. There should be some kind of limit. The guys have got enough money. You know, it's no good. It's no good for the games industry. Nick was just saying about Red Bull regretting that Ricciardo is gone. They regret he's gone, yes, but it's Max's team. You know, they've got their number one driver, so I don't think they're too bothered. Gasly's, we don't know what's gone on with Gasly at the moment. He's clearly not happy with the car, so Red Bull don't care what Gasly wants, do they? I mean, they're focused on Max. Max is the number one driver. Gasly's number two. That's that. You know, you're not a priority to Red Bull. They don't care about Gasly. They care about getting the car right for Max. So Gasly's got to make the best of it, really. Simple as that. Whatever anyone says, he's number two driver, and every single time there's a new bit or a new tweak, Max will get it first, and that's what Daniel Ricciardo knew. Daniel Ricciardo was winning no championships with Red Bull. Ain't going to happen. He had about as much chance as Eddie Irvine. So, you know, just look at the history of number two drivers. Where were we? I missed WRC's comments earlier. Would you go to an IndyCar race if they came to the UK? I would actually. I mean, I enjoyed IndyCar. The only thing I don't like about IndyCar, by the way, is not the speed and the budgets and all that business. It's the fuel saving. There's so much fuel saving in IndyCar that sometimes drivers, a good example, Will Power is a good example, who's very good on limited fuel on street circuits, can just win, not because he's pushing flat out, but because he's really good at fuel saving. That to me is dull. I don't think all this fuel saving should be a thing. You know, go out motorsport flat out. That's what we want in motorsport. And I think IndyCar's got a bit careful in terms of fuel consumption there. I'm really it is Nick. It is good. You know, publicity is publicity at the end of the day. Though I still think some people like to call angry publicity quite a bit. Whereas I like to think, why can't we, you know, listen to each other and try and reach a resolution on an issue rather than just ignoring each other and going from there. So pretty quiet on the stream tonight. Only 26 viewers. Oh, it's pretty quiet on the old YouTube, isn't it, tonight? Let's see. One feature you want the most in GT Sports? Oh goodness, that's a question, isn't it? For me personally, I would like the option to change the field of view and remove the steering wheel, so I could drive in cockpit cam. That's one thing I would really like in GT Sport. Yeah, that's something I'd really like in GT Sport. It's not in there. It would make a huge difference. Also, the halo. You need to be able to do what you can do in F1, remove the centre bar on the halo, because it just doesn't simulate what the halo is like. As I say, you know, when you're using a halo in a real car, it's there. when you're using a halo on Gran Turismo, it's there. You know, there's a big difference in terms of the way the halo works. There were 40 people, Nick. Wow! So we did get a moment there. Yeah. I think what it is also we have different viewers on different channels, don't we? Because we have people watching on Twitch. There we go, 4 viewers on Twitch. So Twitch is owning it, and Facebook as well. We often have quite a few people watching on Facebook. Though Facebook won't stream in 60 frames, just won't have it. Won't add us to the gamer program, which is a real pain on Facebook. But Facebook's doing okay. But yeah, in reverse track. I know a few people I noticed earlier don't like this track in reverse. Actually, no, nobody's watching on Facebook. That's crazy, isn't it? Now it got reached 100 and odd people, and now it's just gone. You know, I remember we used to get like 50 people, 100 people watching on Facebook, and it's just gone completely quiet. And all that's down to is the algorithm, basically. Really interesting how the algorithm works on that. So I don't know. Interesting, viewers. Just trying to chill before the next race. I just don't want to do like 2,000 laps before the next race. But yeah, I mean, there's lots I'd like to see on a Gran Turismo in the future. It's a shame it's not available on the PC. I'd love it if they released Gran Turismo Sport for the PC, and then you could use triple screens and VR. I mean, it'd be amazing having Gran Turismo on PC performance. But that's never going to happen either, you know. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice. I mean, I know what you mean about virtual mirrors and other things. I mean, there's a lot of PC can bring to it if they made it PC compatible. They never will, obviously, because it's PlayStation exclusive. But F1 2021 regulations, still a lot undecided. They're better than they are now in terms of overtaking. Certainly going to make big improvements, but they can't change too much. It's still step change. They're not changing the power unit. Personally, I don't like the hybrid power units. They're expensive. They don't make much noise. They don't make a great sound at all, and they're complicated. You know, you could knock millions off from the sport. The Formula One is a sport about going flat out, and we want drivers going flat out. And they need to remove pit-to-car radios, get them out. They need to remove pit-to-car and team-to-car communication in terms of electronics, get that out. That what they need to do is really reduce it so that it's about the driver. The driver has the controls. The driver drives the car. You know, that's really what it needs to be about. And that will never happen because there's too much money involved in it. But that's what it needs. There's too much guys in the pits tuning the cars and doing stuff for the drivers all the time. You know, telling the guys what to do on every lap. No. You know, telling the guys when to pit and the tyre temperature gauges and everything. No, take all that out so that drivers feel the car and make a judgment based on their feeling of the car. Just imagine that. And then you see drivers pushing more because they wouldn't be able to judge what the best cruising lap time is because a computer wouldn't tell them. So they'd just have to go for it. I can't stream PC games at the moment, Nick. Unfortunately, it slows the PC down a lot. So Andrew's saying there's football on soon too as well. It's alright. Well, I'll do the next race and then that'll be it for me tonight. I feel a bit tired anyway, so I don't even know if I'm going to do it, but I'll see. I'm a bit tired, really. Shattered, actually. So yeah, F1 2021 regs are certainly a good step in the right direction, but there's a lot that needs to change in F1 that won't change because it takes people who are going to force through change, and it risks losing Ferrari and Mercedes. And I personally think F1 would be better off for the teams that want to be there for the sport, not for the branding exercise. Ah, that's a shame, Nick. Yeah, I mean, well, like you say, you need a PS4, and the TX wheel is great, and there's nothing really like. You got Project Cars 2, and that's about it really. But you got the PC. I mean, you got to stick with the PC, I guess. But it's a shame not to have this on the PC, because I think having this on the PC with triple screens, VR, be amazing. Be amazing. iRacing is too expensive for casual racing, absolutely. I'd like to get back on iRacing. I do have an iRacing account, but I haven't been on it for a while. I mean, I am trying to stream the odd PC game. I can stream some PC stuff, but iRacing doesn't work properly at all. So I've got to really have a go on iRacing, try getting it working. I'd like to stream a bit of Assetto Corsa at some point, get back into that. Again, you know, I had a quick go on Assetto Corsa, and actually all the Gran Turismo players can adapt really quickly to Assetto Corsa. Its handling is, it's really about how you ride the curbs, makes a big difference in that. I found myself, as soon as I got more aggressive, I found I was knocking off tons of time in terms of racing around it. It's very similar to this. Absolutely, Nick. You know, when you're playing some of these games in VR, I mean, the IndyCar in experience I had in Project Cars 2 VR was tremendous, absolutely tremendous. It just changed everything. But the resolution, as I often say, is not there yet. You know, it's fun for what it is, but puts a lot of pressure on your eyes, and it's still not there for me personally. I look forward to 4K per eye, and then I really think VR can take off. But when you're in that IndyCar and you're racing around, when we were on the D-Box, it was amazing, basically amazing. Yeah, amazing. I have a bit of replay going while I'm talking. So next race coming up in a bit. Warm his feet up again. Warm the feet. Just get too cold on this plate. It is amazing in VR. I mean, yeah, IndyCar was really impressive in the VR on that preview experience, and no doubt about it. And also when I played iRacing on the CXC simulations, $80,000 rig, that was pretty impressive as well. Like, really impressive. So that was something special. Let's see. Feet are freezing. What can we do with this? We can do a pop-out chat. I didn't realise I could do a pop-out chat. That's quite handy. Oh, that's really handy. Right, I never knew that. So we've learned something new there, viewers. Just warm the feet up. What is the soul mod? I should actually just try and get out of this for a minute. I'm going to go back to my standard car. I can see that's quicker, but let's just go for consistency over speed. God, look at that. So quick those guys are, aren't they? But I ran this car in Le Mans a while ago, and it was the same situation. I was terrible down the straights, but good in the twisty bits. So, but yeah, I went with harder tyres, I think, then as well. I mean, shall we do a gamble in this viewers then? Shall we try and go with a hard front tyre, just for fun? Right, hold on there viewers, I'll be straight back. Let's just sort this out. Okay guys, here we are then back again, and hold on, what have I done? Hold on, be straight back, guys. Let's fix that. Hold on, let's see if we can fix this. Okay guys, back again. Sort that out. And yeah, iRacing is not easy. Race entry. Let's jump in here to afford in terms of the amount of bits and pieces you need to purchase. For sure, you've got to commit if you're going to do iRacing. Okay, let's get set up then. Yeah, you need to find a car that suits you. I mean, some of the cars I just don't enjoy. I enjoy the more grippy cars. And I mean, the Skip Barber was a car I actually didn't like years ago because it was like ice skating it back sort of 7-8 years ago. I could never understand why people were like, wow, this is a simulator, and I thought, well, actually it's not behaving very realistically in terms of its grip. It didn't feel natural, but it's improved a lot since then, the tyre model. I think that says a lot about sim racers though, doesn't it? Sim racers will stand by something and say this is a sim and this isn't, and the same sims that they were saying was sim years ago have completely different tyre models now, so which proves it wasn't that great a sim anyway. So let's see now, what shall we do? I think we probably have to stick with the mediums. And off we go. Let's just have to wait till next lap. I have to do that for a minute because we've got to turn it up a bit. There we are, so you guys can hear it. And yeah, the Audi was much better across the curbs, for sure. But this car is more my style. Oh, brilliant. A donation as well. Thank you, Nick. Oh. So glad you did that during the practice session. Got to focus on the race now. Did I ever play GP Legends? I played it a bit, but not. I didn't get to play it much because not everybody had a good computer back then. I also had a steering wheel from Thrustmaster that didn't have any pedals, so you had to use flaps for accelerate and brake. I've still got the wheel actually. Oh, thank you, Nick. Appreciate that. Ah, I was cutting it fine, wasn't I? I was cutting it fine. Cutting it fine. And then it gives you a penalty as well, which is so harsh, isn't it? You know, you crash and you get a penalty for crashing. Ah, weather and night effects. Yes, I have seen that actually on the Assetto Corsa. Okay, thank you, Nick. Thank you. You're going to miss race 2. It's about to start in 4 minutes. Keep it running on your phone. Fast forward the stream later. Actually, no. Do you know, I think the next race, I don't think I'm going to do very well. But what and why, you might say? Why do you suddenly think you're going to do very well? It's because the other car, one, is quicker for people to practice more. They'll have learned their strategies. And the other thing is, because I improved my sportsmanship rating, it's going to put me in a lobby with A's and A pluses. And that's going to make me less competitive. But, I think, you know, all you can do is just go round and round, keep doing your best. Right, if I could do that in the race, that would be handy. Really nicely done through there. The car picks up well there through third, second. Wow, look how much speed I gained then. Amazing. I wish I could do that in quali. It shows you a bit of practice. Bye, Nick. Thanks for the donation. Appreciate it. It's brilliant. Makes it all worthwhile. That's nice. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys are enjoying the podcast as well. Do if you haven't, have a listen. You get to hear me moaning for an hour. That's what I do. Oh, goodness me, it's close, isn't it, through there? Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. We had a lot more speed then, actually. But did you see how the Audi could ride that curve, and the and this car can't? This car definitely can't ride that curve. So we now know that. You don't want to do that in a race, mind you. Damaged car. really do feel the damage on the car when you do a crash like that as well. And then the damage goes, repaired by the fairies, the mechanic fairies. Look at that again there. See, that's what I mean. That's hitting a curb. My goodness, what a load of damage it does. So we're aiming for another similar race result as we did before if we can, but as I said, it's all down to qualifying. If you qualify in the top 10, the closer to you are to the front, the more you minimise your chances of disaster. Car definitely seems to be quicker through that corner in second gear, so that's something new. Oh, that's going to be a better lap time then as well. Typical. Here we go then, viewers. Oh, here we see A and S ranks. Do we recognise anyone? We don't. We don't. It's all new people. From the UK, we've got Jazz up there in the R18. A few others in 919 hybrids. That's interesting to see. And I think we're all going to be on the medium tyre because why not, basically. It may as well. You lose so much time early in the race on the hards that you wouldn't gain in the second half of the race. Okay. Thought I'd let the guy by. Dear oh dear. Not the best warm up in the world. We're okay. We're okay. Car's a bit damaged, guys, but we're okay. Do you know? It's the fairies. The fairies are there. Wow, the damage was quite significant there, wasn't it? Thanks, Jeff. Good luck to you too. I'll catch up on your race later, actually. We'll see. 5th place in the last one. So, shall we get on? It's all about good qualifying this race. Bad qualifying will see you struggle through the whole race. Wow, look at that, you see. It's so easy for mistakes to happen, isn't it? There we go. Warm up ends. Let's see how we get on. Thanks, Jeff. Awesome. King Jeff there, top man. And yeah, it's going to be interesting now, isn't it? It's going to be competitive racing action. So qualifying. This is not good. We're so far down the order at the moment that just want to get some space really. Damn, didn't get traction. That was a disastrous corner. Hit the curb wrong. Ah, it's a bad lap. Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Jackson. This lap's already gone to pot, so my own fault. This will be a 126, I think, probably. $125, not good enough. Oh, damn, it didn't turn in, did it? Just wasn't having it. Tyres just didn't bite. Ah, wasted a lap as well. Oh well, never mind. One more lap will get in, hopefully. Shows the tyres literally fall off then after one lap. So that corner stuffed us badly, didn't it? So frustrating. That cone is a problem, and that cone. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Deedus. Ah, good to have some people in here watching. Great. Alright, let's see if we can do a better lap this time. Strange. Let's give someone else some space. Oh, didn't know he was on a fast lap. He was on a slow lap a minute ago. Ah, I thought he was on a slow lap. Well, he was cruising earlier. Just let him by. Oh, you know what? I don't know what everybody's doing now. Everyone's mucking around, so let's just get on with it. Let's try it then. We've worn the tyres out a bit on the outlap, but I just thought, well, there's quite a lot of traffic, so got it wrong. Ah. I knew it when I got there. I hadn't positioned the car right. Ah, so frustrating. This will be a 126. For sure. Ah. All those laps I did earlier, any one of them would have been fine. And there's pressure there. Just had a mind fade for a moment there. Ah, what a shame. What a shame. We definitely have better in us. Ah, that would have easily been a 123. Ah, it's a shame. If only we'd done that on the last lap, we'd have nailed it. Tyres are already slightly worn now, they've lost some performance. Amazing, isn't it? Just one lap wiped out. So, well, I tried. Worn tyres though. So 10th place on the grid. That's a disaster. But, I'm not too bothered. I feel like I've already done my race today, so. Let's see how we get on. We had quite a bit of time in us in that car then. I think we should have been same place we were before, really, 5th place. I think we had easily had that in us then. Never mind. Just had a brain fade on that chicane then, you know, it's so precise. Absolutely, Tim, absolutely. So we've already had a 5th place though, Tim, so I'm not too bothered. Sorry. Oh, he's not very happy with me. I don't know how to say sorry. Oh, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it on the wheel, so. I don't think I did block actually, but there you go. Jev is 11th too, right? Well, we've got the chicane of death to go through, so good luck. And that guy's going to be quite angry with me now, isn't he? Clearly. I don't know what his name is. Oh, he's in 13th place. Oh, he's quite an angry man. Never mind. I expect him to take me out at some point. Oh, here we go. Music. So now we're on the grid. Dun, 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 dun. So Jev is in 11th place as well. Goodness, we're both in for the middle of the pack. Unlike Jev, I have an angry man who thinks I blocked him. It's weird because I came out the corner, I pulled off the racing line to let him by, and then he didn't seem to get any traction. So I thought, oh well, I'll just take the line and overtake the guy, and then he, you know, clearly he just had bad traction out the corner. So it's one of those things, really. No. Is this my lights flash? Is this my lights flash? I don't know what my lights flash is. We'll take a look. None. No, it isn't. It's none of those. No idea what my lights flash is. Incoming punt. Absolutely. See, this guy here in the green. I just got to look out for him. Ah, well, if it happens, it happens. I'm actually okay now. I have my result. It's a big field. It's very close, isn't it? I mean, if you think about it, 2 seconds covering the entire field. It's a shame I wasn't able to get those 2 corners right. I made that mistake on that chicane, and that cost me being in the top 5. Warm up the feet. Warm up the feet. Alright, okay, let's do this. At least we're going to be on the main straight when the race starts. That's the main thing. Absolutely, don't hit me if there's a helmet on. It didn't stop racing drivers years ago, did it? Oh, please just let's get through that chicane without dying. Car's always a bit different when it has this much sort of fuel on board. Oh my goodness, what the hell was going on there? Shit. I had nowhere to go then. It didn't give me a penalty, thankfully. Somehow I'm in 4th place. Whatever. That was a bit of a lunge there, wasn't it? Wasn't really much for me to do. Oh, sorry. Trying to get behind him again. Just about avoided the cone there. That would take this car out of the race. Oh, this guy's slower than me. But we've got to get some space through that chicane because Can't get past him at the moment. He's got too much straight line speed. I've got more acceleration. And his car goes over curbs better than mine, so these guys are always a little bit quicker through that section than me. Got it wrong. My mistake. Damn. I was looking at something there, not concentrating. That was my fault. Good result, you know. I have to concentrate then, viewers. It's really difficult to talk and drive when you're, you know, racing some of these tracks. The last 2 laps there, I just thought, you know what, I started to slow down more. I thought, I'm not going to get second, let's just consolidate third, and so I took it really careful. So we were comfortable there in those last couple of laps, which was nice. What a race! What a first couple of laps! Oh goodness! Wow, that was another good result, viewers. Get in there with the podium finish. Result from 11th to 3rd. I can't complain about that, can I? My goodness me. Well, how about that? Easy, easy, Tim. Up 8 places. And 1,500 points. Get in there as well. That's a good point haul. Pleased about that. That is a result. That is a result. Thank you, Wayne. I was just literally, the lap slowed as the tyre deg, and then those last couple of laps I thought, well, let's take it easy, because through the chicane my front right was really worn, and you'll notice I moved the brake bias back a bit, but yeah, it's not as quick as the Audi, but the Audi takes a long time to learn how to drive, you know. Once you've got that, it's a much quicker car and it rides the curbs better. But I'm actually quite pleased about that, you know. Not the fastest lap, certainly. It's not about that, it's just about consistently getting through that chicane and consistently doing your thing. Actually, the guy finished 11th, actually, who had the argument with me, and that was great. That was great. That was a good race. Good race. Quick, guys. Let's just save the replay. That was a good race. There we go. There we are. Everybody's already left the room now, but there we are. That was good. That was good. Some people didn't have a clean race, did they? But that's a good result. That is a good result there. And that will see an improvement in the points as well. So overall improvement there. So that's, that will go up tonight to a more healthy sum. That was quite concentration there, guys. I just can't talk sometimes when I'm in a really serious race, because you literally, there's so much where you can go wrong. That's why you saw so many people crashing. But I'm actually really relieved now. I feel like this wash of relief come over me that it's done, because every lap you're thinking, oh goodness, it's another lap to go. It's not like some tracks where I feel like yes, I've got another lap to go faster to catch them. On a track like this, I think I've got to survive another lap. That's how I'm feeling about it. I've got to survive. Let's have a look at the replay. I just want to see this first lap, because that first lap was something special, wasn't it? Just check it out. I didn't even know what was happening. I couldn't concentrate on anything other than, hang on, I'm in 11th. Hang on, I'm in 4th. What the hell? That was a result. What a result, guys. Good points. I'm really pleased about that. Really pleased. That was a really good result. Let's just turn down the replay a little bit, because I tend to be a bit louder. There we are. Good results tonight. And of course, Grand Prix this weekend. Hope you're all going to be watching it. A bit of China, obviously. Hopefully, you know, we can see, you know, a better idea on where the teams are. I'd really like to see where Renault end up, actually. They've had a couple of bad qualifying sessions, and, you know, doesn't let me skip this for some reason. So there you have it. You have to actually watch the entire opening again. So there you have it. Nomat's in the room as well. Well done, Nomat. It was a good win. I have to say, good win. it's a tricky track. You've got to concentrate a lot on this circuit. You know, there's so many areas where you can make a mistake, put a wheel wrong, and it can completely ruin your race. You know, so once you've got a bit of space around you, you really want to just use that to try and not take too many risks, basically. So it's interesting to see, you know, a couple of different cars in the field, both with different strategies. Rather interesting paint job there. The angry man. So no, it was a really interesting race. I just want to see this first lap, because for me it was just drama in this first lap. So well done, Nomad. That was a good result there. First win for you. I've won a few FIA races. I've had a few podiums as well. So I got a second place in the last one a week or so ago. But bear in mind, I came from 16th on the first corner to finish second. It was a good result. If I'd got through the first corner in second, or, you know, I would have probably won it by some margin. Let's just look at. I'm going to go on board. That's it. So let's just see this first lap. Strategy. I just went medium tyres, but I started in 11th place and finished third. So this is my first lap, and while you were off in the lead somewhere, there was a lot of drama going on, and let's see what happens now. So I've got a good slipstream, good getaway into turn one. I considered braking late here, but then I thought, do you know what, let's be sensible. Let's let everybody go through the corner, keep it tight to the inside to block the guy behind me, and then let's be sensible through the chicane. Let's just lift and be sensible. I touch a little bit of brake here because I like to show the person I'm slowing down a bit. You know, you can just lift there, but didn't get it well at all. And then through here we've got one to dodge there. Dodge the ghosts, because even ghosts can damage your car. And we had another guy off here somewhere. He'd obviously hit the wall. No, he managed to get back on again. So this is where mayhem starts. So we've overtaken two cars somehow. I don't know how, actually. Oh no, we're one car. We're in 10th place, aren't we? So through here, and mayhem happens here, doesn't it? Mayhem. Let's look at this. So coming down here, I'm thinking, right, where am I going? And there's guys bumping into guys. We've got guys going off there. Guys getting wheel spin. We've got drama. Guys going off the track making mistakes. We got penalties happening. Oh my goodness, this is just brilliant. Look at that mayhem. Here I thought I got a penalty here, and I thought, let's get through there, and I had no space. Went through the ghost. I thought that was the end of me, but no, that's it. That's a really good result. Up into 4th place. What a result. So 11th to 4th in one lap was a result there, and then after that it's just a matter of trying to. Now I like to back off a bit when I'm too close to this guy through the chicane, so I like to slow down a bit just to give him some space, because, and that was it, he hit the wall. And that's another reason why you give people some space, because if you're right there, they will bump into you and you will be unsighted. That guy did a bit of a lunge down the inside. I saw him coming, but I just thought, well, not much we can do there, is there? And again, I was quicker here, I had no way past. I think he ends up staying ahead of me all through the rest of the race, actually, to be fair on him. I was much quicker at this point in the race, but as my tyres wore, he pulled away more and more. Kind of helped me a bit here, because oh no, I was braking late there, and I just thought, oh, can I do it? I can't. It was a bit of a half chance. I let him by then, you know, I just sort of slowed down, let him by. I felt bad about that, so I thought, no, just let him by. And then after that I thought, let's just sit behind him now, and get some slipstream here if I can get on the power quickly, avoid the cones. And we got a good bit of slipstream. We got more acceleration than him, but he's got way more top speed. So essentially he was dragging me down the straight here, and then I thought, well, I've got way more acceleration in these corners, but I just can't get past at this stage. And this car is really good in the first 4 laps, and then it's not great in the rest of the laps because it loses like a second a lap after that in terms of tyre, you know, grip and stuff in the front tyres. So he made a mistake there. I was sort of pressuring him a bit, trying to stay with him, and you were speeding off up the road there, so there's a fair bit of action going on in the course. I'm going to take a look at a bit of the rest of the race to see if there are any other dramas. So we're going to go back. We're going to go back to the beginning, and what button do we press to see different cars? I just want to go down the order just to see what the guys at the back saw, because I am always interested in... Oh, is it broken? I think it's broken. Oh, replay's broken. It's not. Oh. Okay, so we need to exit the replay and go back into the replay. I just want to see if there are any additional pile-ups. Means you've got to go through that opening gambit again, haven't you? So we'll have to look at that. Absolutely, WRC. Can't punt what you can't catch. Absolutely. Don't think about people behind you. It was behind me at one stage, and I thought, oh goodness. But then I thought, you know, look ahead. As soon as you start looking behind, your race is half done. So you've really got to just focus on going forwards. Come on. Oh, it's actually got to go through all this again. Come on. All right. Never mind, viewers. It crashed earlier, so we'll try it again. I just want to see if there was a pile up further back in the pack. I don't know why, but they just make me laugh, because I know the rage that's going on in some of these people's houses. Love a bit of rage. Love a bit of rage. Ah, well, you've got me to keep you company, haven't you? Through this this time of looking at the cars again. And we've actually got a few people on Twitch tonight. Look at that, 11 people on Twitch. Wow, there you go, on it with the Twitch tonight. It's funny, Twitch, isn't it? It's so hard trying to get viewers on Twitch. So going through the... I just want to see if there was a crash further back in the pack. Just to see the crashes. I'm always impressed with how much better the picture quality is on Twitch as well. It's a funny one. So let's see this race from the back. Come on. Come on. I'm going to let it just play itself out for a minute and then go from there. Let's see what we can see here. Alright, let's get the race start going and then we'll go further back. Here we go then, here we go. Oh. Let's see what we've got further back in the pack. So, because there was a lot of action, wasn't there? And I just want to see what kind of mayhem it caused. Did anyone pile it into the chicane of death? Oh, look at that, late braking there, just about avoiding an impact. Drama, drama. How do we change view? Oh, let's play. See it from here. Can't believe the whole field got through there safely. Well, what about that guy? Wow, that was some crazy driving there. Everybody got through. I don't believe it. That chap there, Predator, went from, must have been like 4th to 15th. Ouch. That just shows you what that chicane can do. Oh, look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful, working his way up the order. I just want to see his point of view now, because he's got all the way from wherever, 18th or something, to 14th. And he's going to come around here, and can't see myself there, but look at that, mayhem. Didn't do it that well himself, but mayhem. Mayhem. Oh, he wasn't able to make the most of that, was he? Mayhem in the field, look at this. Drama, drama there. Got cars going off left, right and centre. I mean, I know the track's difficult and all that. I mean, if you can get wheel spin really easily in these cars as well if you're not careful. You've got to be progressive with the acceleration. You've also got to be mindful of your tyres. If you're too aggressive, you will just murder your tyres early on. And that'll be that. Oh, look. More cars making mistakes. Oh, drama. Straight into the back of him. That's unlucky, isn't it? When someone unghosts right in front of you. But he worked his way up the order to 10th. Not bad. I love seeing the drama back in the race sometimes for other cars. Oh, look, he's got some damage. He's got damage. Oh, what a disaster. That ghost did that to him. Again, ghosts unghosting right in front of you. I think that's such bad luck. So we've got a couple of people. Lido, any news on Isle of Man 2? No news at the moment. No news at the moment. No idea of what the future is of Isle of Man. I think there'll be another Isle of Man game one day. There's got to be. They've made an amazing course. Literally all they need to do is make a proper career mode, a couple more tracks, and redo the physics. And that's, you know, you've got something there that would work. If they had an esport mode to it with proper replay cameras, same as the TV, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Because then you could have a proper Isle of Man esports. So we'll have to wait and see what they have in terms of the future of Isle of Man. But what a great version of the course they made. It's funny how the cars look so different in the way they handle from behind the car. They look a bit strange with the camera viewpoint. But he is gaining, so that just shows like damage there. Slowed him right down just because of the deghosting car. I mean, I can't believe I got all the way up the order to look how close that chap was. So it was pretty close back there, wasn't it? I don't think I realised how close the chap behind me was here. He was pretty close. But, at this stage, I felt I was quicker than obviously I had the opportunity to be here. He must make a mistake at some point because he was right there, and then he makes a mistake and drops to 6 seconds back. So no, he wasn't sticking with us, was he? Well, he closed up because I made a mistake there. I lost 2 seconds and then I pulled away again quite quickly. And that's what gave the chap in front a chance to get away. I haven't watched the MotoGP 19 AI video. But it's good that they are doing something with AI. You know, it will certainly aid the racing when more racing games have a proper one-player mode. Because not everybody wants to play online. You know, you want to... Yeah, you want to play with your friends or online, but you also want to play offline sometimes and just chill out. There's no pressure then. You know, the problem with all these games is like they're quite stressful. You know, you can annoy people when you accidentally block them or something. You know, so let's see. He stuck with us for quite a long time, actually. Oh. Oh, what's happened there? Oh. Oh, and then he just quit. He just quit from 4th place. Rage quit. How about that? How about that? You don't see people rage quit very often from 4th place. I mean, I know he's damaged himself, but he would still have, if he'd carried on all right, he'd have been okay. He had plenty of time there. Look. Wow. Well, Lido, you know, I wouldn't go so far. Listen, I've heard all this sales spiel before. You know, the cloud, the AI supercomputers, you know, it's a bit of programming, blah, blah. It's a bit of sales speak. It's a USP. Well, there you go, viewers. That is a very unusual rage quit there. It's a very unusual rage quit. Good competitive racing throughout the field though, wasn't it? Look at this. These three are on it. I think Floppy Mushroom made a mistake at the start and lost a few places. But you know, the thing about all these racing is that it's not... Oh, hang on. Bit of drama there, wasn't there? See that again. Floppy Mushroom's going off again there. You're going to be happy about that, is he? See, he's going into the corner, gets it wrong. Oh, gets a bit of gravel. Oh. That's it then. That's it then. You can't get on the power when you're on slippery stuff like that. So, I'm really pleased with that result though. Really pleased with that. Oh, somebody pitting there, look, pitting. I wonder where he... Let's back up for a minute. I want to see where this guy ended up after pitting. So he pitted and he came out. Oh, came out in 10th. He was in 5th. He pitted and he came out in 10th. Oh, that was a mistake, wasn't it? Let's see where he ends up though. Oh, I think he made a mistake there, did he? He's got a lot more speed than the guys in front though. Oh, hang on. Ah, so some more guys pitted. So a few of them pitted. That's really interesting. Really interesting. I mean, look at that. Those guys in front haven't pitted. This is a non-pit race, basically. You don't need to pit in this race, even on medium tyres. If the race was longer and the medium tyres fell off completely, then fine, but it's just the medium tyres held on too well. Oh, he's much quicker than that guy in front. That's the problem now. You've got to be patient at times like that. You've got to say, you know what? You'll out-drag him in somewhere like this. Look, there you go. That's tyres. Just shows you when you've got some grip. So he pitted and he's in 4th. And now he's back up to 6th. It's quite interesting, isn't it? Lap 9. So he was in 6th place after a pit stop. It's always interesting because you can look at different strategies and see where were people with different strategies. You know, it's you know, you say, could I have done better with slightly different strategy? Yeah, Lido, absolutely. I will take a look at the video. I will take a look at the video. It'd be interesting to look at. Ooh, give me a little nudge there. Janos, oh man, Janos. Was it Janos? Janos. And he's getting harassed now by this car with its fresh tyres. And his tyres have completely given up the ghost by now, for sure. But there's no point going into the back of him, is there? That was a bit aggressive, wasn't it? That was quite aggressive. So let's look at his lap times, 1:25s. So you see that lap was about 2 seconds quicker than my lap, that lap. But you know, you're in the pits for so long that you can't really. Let's see where he ends up. This is really interesting because will he capture 126? 125. Not quite quick enough. He needed to be quicker than that to really make this strategy work. But, you know, I think it's possible the strategy can work. If it was a bit longer, the race, he's made a mistake there. Oh wow, wow. Ends up losing a place. How about that? Drama with a Rama. I didn't realise how harassed he was being by another car at the pit stop. Look at that. Boom. The Predator. If he bleeds. Eh? Absolutely. So, Predator's coming. That's the end of him. And off he goes. Oh, how sweet does that feel in the second to last lap? Those lap, you can see he did a 1:24.9. That's more like it. That shows how his other laps were compromised quite a bit, doesn't it? 1:27, 3 seconds lost maybe. 1:26, 2 seconds. 5 seconds down the road he could have been. You know, 1:24.2. So it really shows you when you've got light fuel load and grippy tyres what a difference it makes. But the point is that the stop is so long that you're not gaining enough time through the pit stop alone. You know, through the tyre alone, because the pit stop is so long. Don't know what the gap is. Look, he's closing on the car in front rapidly though, isn't he? One more lap, you know, and I think that could have worked. I think that could have worked for him with one more lap. But as it was, didn't. So pit stop was not the way forward, guys. Pit stop was not the way forward. He's our guy. He's our guy. Look, he's getting a bit of action. Oh, a bit of action on the final lap. Oh wow. Oh no, his tyres are gone. And those, oh look, holding people off. There he is. Hey, going on about drivers. Let's go back for a bit. We're just going to quickly skip back. So it's good to see the race from different points of view because different people pitted. I think what's interesting was in my race is the it seems like he's actually pitted actually. Let's see if he did. Lap 7 was a really slow lap, so I must have pitted this lap. No. No, that was just a slow lap. Oh, there we are. Oh. Something's going on here with the... Oh, I'm messing up here. There we are, hitting the wrong button. So you can see how many people were making errors on those corners, weren't they? Wow. Shows how easy it is to make an error though. That's why you can't talk and drive. Because, thanks Didas. Lido, question for everyone. I've yet to play Dirt Rally 2. Is it worth buying? Is it a big enough jump from Dirt Rally 4 or 1? You know, I think it's difficult to say really. I mean, you've got WRC8 coming as well. I think it's going to be really interesting this year because WRC8 has a lot more content in the standard package. I think the problem with Dirt is they put so much into DLC, you know, too much really. I think they milked the DLC too much. I think the first DLC pack should have been free, and then it would have been a better package. But as it is, you've got to buy Dirt Rally 2, then re-buy Dirt Rally 1 as the... And it's a great game, Dirt Rally 2, but you know, the fact they've packaged it that way really takes away from the overall package, which is a bit of a shame. Personally, I'm not keen on the visual side in terms of the sort of bloomy, dreamlike look they've given it. You know, I'd have preferred much more clearer, crisp visuals like this. It was always interesting to see the race from everybody else's point of view. Did you guys enjoy a bit of racing tonight? It's good action, wasn't it? Good action tonight. It's been a long old stream again, isn't it? The hours fly by when you're on here streaming. But it has been good seeing some of the racing action. I like to see, you know, the lap times of the people who pitted. That's the bit I like. It's like this chap pitted earlier in the race, didn't he, or something, I'm assuming. He's the one who's just pitted. And look at the way he came out the pits. That was a really aggressive pit exit. That's the sort of situation where I feel like you should have to stay within the pit line, like real racing, because you can just cut across out the pit lane and just block someone off. Thankfully though, yeah, I mean the tracks do look great, and you guys ain't seen nothing yet. I mean there's some really cool stuff coming to WRC8 and lots to reveal. So yeah, very exciting times for both WRC and Formula 1. You know, I think Formula 1 2019 is going to be a good game this year. You know, it looks like it's going to have GP or Formula 2 in there. You know, that means more career. Again, improvements on visuals, improvements on physics, improvements on the structure, and hopefully improvements online as well. You know, e-sport improvements. I mean, that's all looking good as well. So there's a lot coming to these games, and they're getting better and better. Now we're in the latter part of the life cycle of this generation. This is interesting because when you're watching these cars, you think, well, what do you get from it? Well, you're looking at tyre wear, you're looking at lap times, you're looking at what these guys are doing. I mean, this guy's had a couple of bad laps, hasn't he? So he had a bad lap earlier, probably made a mistake, and then went into the pits to get new tyres. But then when you've got new tyres, anybody who's around you who doesn't have new tyres is toast. Yeah, we'll have some more WRC content soon in the coming months. There's a few other racing games coming up as well, and we'll have some more content on those still to come. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes. That's why in a way it'd be nice if we had some more help on the channel, because it's more than I can't stream when I'm editing videos all day. I'm just too tired when it comes to the driving. Just in general, just too tired for it. Oh, look at that mistake. It's a difficult corner though, isn't it? I mean, I kept saying that myself. It's a horrible corner. You know, if you're 1 mile an hour faster, you just go off, and if you brake too early, you oversteer, and then you can hit the curb and get a penalty. So good action going on there up front, isn't it? Just looking for an opportunity. It's funny, when you're watching replays, the inputs are a lot less natural, aren't they, than when you're actually playing. The way the camera moves. So good action throughout in this race. Look at that, down it in turn 1 there. Late braking, good move, good move. What do I think of Monster Energy Supercross 2? Kevin reviewed that one, but we thought it was a good game, you know, for what it's worth, especially on the PC. I mean, on the PC, it's really nice. lots of really nice graphics and features. We would play it more if we had a following for it, but just don't have a following. So, you know, if you get to build a following, if you get the game early and you do lots of previews, you find that you build a community that then watch those videos. If you don't cover it early on, you don't get access to it, as we didn't, then there's just no point continuing with it, you know. It's like right now, at least with Gran Turismo, we've got a small Gran Turismo community. So whenever I play Gran Turismo, there's going to be like 10 or 15 people watching. But as soon as I change to a different game, you know, oh, we've just had enough subscribers as well. Zoops just subscribed. We had Porsche Obsessed earlier as well. So that's good to see new subscribers. Great to see. We are going to change the update soon as well. Lido, what kind of help do you require? Well, we've got two areas really. We've got committed video people want to work with us doing video content on new games, and we've got writers, or even someone who wants to do something in community management. You know, we can always do stuff with community. I suppose it's a good work experience really for people who want to do it. Because there's always lots to do in any of those areas. But yeah, making videos, you've seen the videos we make, you know, it'll be reviewing new games, testing out new games, opening the package and exploring it, doing previews. In some cases it'll be perhaps committing to a game, like somebody committed to, say, Forza, in the same way I do Gran Turismo, and popping onto podcasts and having a chat. But yeah, generally help, because when I'm not around, it helps if there's somebody who can make a video and get it up, or even someone that I can send footage to, so I can say, hey, I've got this really cool footage on WRC8, but I'm in another country, can you edit it for me and put it up? You know, stuff like that. But if I'm not around, then it just has to wait until I'm ready to edit it, basically. And then I can't stream because I'm editing video instead. So that's always a thing. But this was a good battle, wasn't it, between these guys? I have to say, this has been a fantastic race today, all the way down the field. I mean, I'm glad I was up front minding my own business. I was having quite a calm race, wasn't I, compared to these guys? But you can see the lap time inconsistency a lot of them had, you know. I mean, my last couple of laps, I really cruised the last couple of laps, so I could have kept it in the 127s, but then thought, you know, oh, and that put him off there as well, you see. And there you go, chicane of death. Takes another victim. Takes another victim. Oh man, that's been that tonight. So it's been busy, isn't it? Busy racing action, busy content on the channel. It's quiet on Twitch, isn't it? We have people watch on Twitch, but nobody comments. That's the problem on Twitch. Unless you have people talking. Same with any of the streams, though, really. That's why we probably won't do restreaming anymore at some point, because it's expensive to do and not enough people are watching on Facebook and Twitch to make it worthwhile. Probably just stream on YouTube in the future. We've got a final lap. Look at this, towards the line, trying to slipstream. Oh, he's not got the power. He's not got the power. Oh, no good. Oh. Look at that, in your face. You know, you look at those lap times, not enough consistency. Not enough consistency. Well, that was a good race. And a good stream. I hope you've enjoyed that stream tonight, viewers. I am on Twitch. We're on Twitch and we're on Facebook. So if you want to follow the Twitch for now, you'll see our Twitch channel. Hold on, let's just pop the link in there for you. That's our Twitch channel if you want to watch us on Twitch. And yeah, that's but we as I say, I mean, we're going to run it on Twitch until Christmas probably, and then we there we go. Exactly, we have a person talking, as we finish the stream. And so yeah, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, but at the moment the problem with Twitch is it just takes viewers from YouTube. It's not finding new people. It's like Facebook. Facebook used to do really well. It's dead now. It's dead. It's not even worth streaming to. Facebook won't consider it a gaming stream. No matter what we do, they just won't. They won't acknowledge it. So it's a bit of a pain, really. Facebook doesn't do so well these days. But anyway, that's it for now, viewers. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's streaming action. It's been good racing, a 5th place and a 3rd place. Good results, good points. And there'll be more from me very soon. We're going to have, obviously we've had the podcast. We've got Zen and Racer chat coming. We've got EGX Res chat coming. And then obviously a bit more FIA on this. And we'll see what else comes as well. But that's it from me for viewers. For now, viewers, as ever, more soon.